players getting together for a little chat as we're just about ready to get going here. And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We'll see the New York Knicks taking on the Charlotte Bobcats. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Iman Shumpert?
Well, Shumpert's one of the best athletes in the league. That's saying something. These are the best athletes in the world out here, Kevin. But at 6'5" and 220, he's got the strength and quickness to really be an elite defender.
Yeah, strength and quickness for sure. You see that in his steals numbers, Steve. The offense is still a work in progress, certainly, but he is already a very, very good perimeter defender. And, of course, they're looking forward to the return of Ben Gordon.
And I don't think anybody expected them to be playing this well in his absence, guys. Somehow, they haven't really seemed to miss him at all. I was sure there'd be some kind of drop-off.
Well, we know that this is a well-rounded team, but I'm with you, Clark. I didn't think they'd be able to survive, and they may not be able to long-term, but for the time being, you know, they're playing with great energy and unity, and they're doing a nice job making up for his absence.
Smith, no luck. Knicks on defense. Last time they met in New York.
Yeah, that was a tough loss for them, and defensively, I thought they had a lot of trouble guarding their bench players. It was strange. Their bench players came off and really scored big, and that was a huge factor.
Here's Chandler, and that one is stuffed right through.
We knew what was going to happen with that one when he got his hands on it.
Yeah, you know, if the ball comes to him off the offensive boards, Clark, it's going to go back down hard.
It's amazing how many points he salvages for his team.
Clark, a second ago, Steve mentioned what trouble they had defending some of the reserves in the last game.
Well, Kevin, you can bet they won't be off guard today. I mean, they'll be giving just as much attention to those bench guys as they give to the starters now.
Kid Gilchrist, the pass to Zeller. It's good from long range.
Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Last outing for Charlotte, they won that game against the Raptors.
And a lot of their scoring in that win came from unexpected places, from guys who don't typically get a lot of minutes.
And you know what? Those guys on the bench, they practice every day too, even if they don't play every night. And that night, they were ready.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
Here's Henderson, and the Bobcats another three.
You know, even though he doesn't really have the long-range ability on a consistent level, he can knock down some open ones.
And Doris Burke spoke with Mike Woodson. Doris?
We talked about the impact players on these two teams, the ones who can take over a game single-handedly. And he told me that Michael Kidd Gilchrist may already be in that category. He said he's a guy we've got to account for. He's just so relentless. If you're not ready to match his intensity level, he'll make you look bad. And Kevin, he said if they can limit his impact on the game, that will certainly help.
Thanks, Doris. And it's out of bounds. The Bobcats will take it the other way.
16 seconds.
And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Kicks it to Zeller. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Charlotte moving the ball around. And that one's good by Henderson.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play, they're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
Now, here is Smith. He had 25 points last game. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. And there's the call. Charlotte the foul. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Charlotte?
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Yeah, and I've noticed also that their quick hands have led to a lot of forced turnovers. They're getting some points in transition as a result. J.R. Smith, last season's sixth man of the year, averaging 18 points per game off the bench for the Knicks. What a fantastic season.
And for J.R. Smith, the New Jersey native, right at home, Clark playing for the Knicks.
And you knew he had the talent to be special. He just had to put it all together and had a big season. The first player since '90 to come off the bench and score 30 or more in 3 straight games, Kevin. He's simply a bucket maker.
Now Smith, after the missed three by Gerald Henderson. Good!
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Bobcats leading by 4. Outside Jefferson. Dishes it to Henderson from outside the arc, and that one's good. Henderson's got 11 points.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
It's stolen by Jefferson. Here's Kid Gilchrist. That's good.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
The drive by Smith, and it's sent back by Jefferson. And it's the Bobcats on the break. Kid Gilchrist leading the charge. Second chance shot. Henderson, no good.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
And Shumpert kicks to Felton. Rejected by Kid Gilchrist. Jefferson against Shumpert. Lets it go from deep. And that one's good by Henderson. Henderson's got 14.
They haven't been able to stifle them defensively here.
Now their offense continues to click.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Defeated by the Bobcats in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
I didn't like the defensive game plan they had going into that one. It just seemed out of whack. The matchups were wrong, and they didn't bring the energy necessary either.
You know, it was befuddling to me why they stuck with that, Steve. I mean, they dug themselves a hole, and then they didn't make the changes they should have to get out of it. Didn't make any good adjustments there.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. He wants this game played at breakneck pace as much as possible. He was very clear saying the fast break is going to be our best friend today. So still in the opening quarter and already some adjustments being made. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot, Doris.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he'd been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Here's Gibson after the made shot from McRoberts. Gibson in the post. He's guarded by Zeller. Smith dishes to Felton. 4 on the clock. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
A different look for New York. Brendan Haywood, he's checked in for Zeller. Chris Middleton comes in for Morris. And it's Kemba Walker in for Kid Gilchrist. Free throw, good. Shumpert.
A lot of high hopes for the Knicks in last year's playoffs. They started off so hot, but then let the series against Boston drag on, and eventually went to 7 games, and they fell to the Pacers in the second round after that.
Knicks trail by 6. To the wing on the left. Hardaway from outside. Bobcats with the rebound. And the Boston series did drag on, you could tell. You wonder if they were a bit fatigued going into that Pacers series. Steve, Indiana just outplayed him, outworked him in every way in the second round.
Yeah, I think it was a factor, Kevin, and really the Knicks have only themselves to blame. They had Boston down 3-1 and a home game to close it out, but they couldn't get it done. And there's no doubt that affected them against Indiana in the next series. Did you see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket?
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve.
Good. Henderson's got 20 points.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yep, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Prehione passes to Shumpert. And Prehione kicks to Hardaway. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Hardaway has got himself on the board with 3 there. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. It's the Bobcats up by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back at the
Coming up next Monday, November 11th, Rudy Gay and the Toronto Raptors take on the Houston Rockets. Big-time hoops coming your way.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've been watching here, guys, with the Bobcats, what do you two see?
And it's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball. And as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
And New York, looking at who they've got. World Peace is out there with Stoudemire. Then there's Hardaway. Then there's Martin. And it's Prigioni in at the 1 spot. The corner J falls from Henderson. Henderson's got the first basket of the second quarter for Charlotte. Knicks trail by 9. Right side Martin. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Martin's got his second bucket of the night. Charlotte's gone downtown 13 times in this game, and they're just over 50%. 7 of 13 on 3. And that one's good by Henderson.
And his stroke has been dead on. Inside, outside, wherever. The shot's just falling for him. One of the bright spots last year for Charlotte was the fact that Kemba Walker showed a lot of leadership with that team. I thought he had a marked improvement from his rookie season, and a lot of it had to do just with his confidence.
And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Kenyon Martin.
He's a high-effort guy, always looking for the offensive rebounds. He's got a skill set that coaches love to encourage.
Yeah, he's kind of like a pushover parent. Somebody that lets you have your way all the time. He'll give you plenty of seconds if you don't pay attention to him.
And now the first timeout called here for the Bobcats. Well, Clark, and back to Walker. Last season averaging about 18 points and 6 assists. Do you think he's more of a scoring point guard or a passer?
I think he's a guy who has to play off of his ability to score to create opportunities to pass. I think he's one of those guys that is most effective when he's attacking and looking to score, because that sets up his ability to pass and really helps his team, I think, get easier shots.
While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. 5th best, Kemba Walker.
He showed such great defensive instincts last year. Just a terrific defensive player.
A different look for New York. Tyson Chandler, who's checked in for Martin. Smith comes in for Hardaway. And it's Felton in for Pablo Prigioni. Here's Morris. Off target with his 3. Knicks trail by 8. Stoudemire setting the pick for Felton. That's good from Chandler on the assist by Felton. Chandler's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range, right at the rim.
And I would continue to do it. Force the defense to maybe send a double team. Now you've got other options to work with offensively.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, J.R. Smith is a player who has faced his share of criticism over the years. Coming into last season, he said, "I looked my career over and realized I never won anything. I'm lacking discipline. I have to show people a different side of me, that I can be more positive, humble, and be more of a team player as opposed to just trying to do everything myself." And it paid off as he won the 6th Man of the Year award. Coach Mike Woodson said, quote, "I'm so proud of him. He bought in. He put in the time, and he worked his tail off." A great story, Kevin.
Well, you have to like that focus on the team first. Thanks, Doris.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
New York calls timeout. And as we get a break here, important for the teams to go over their own strategy, and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
You know, it's amazing when you're playing during the season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Yes, guys, over that break, I was able to catch the message Mike Woodson was giving to his team. He wants his guys to devote a lot more energy to clamping down on the inside and preventing any shots from close range. Better interior defense was his message. So, Kevin, changes already being made on the fly here in the second quarter.
Thank you, Doris.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Here's Smith. 5 points in the game. Chandler goes in. Here's Stoudemire, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
And you can feel the pattern of this game, guys. They're working it inside, dominating in the paint, getting good shots at will.
Well, 4 of their last 5 baskets, guys, have been of exactly that variety. Tell you what, guys, if you had questions about Amari's willingness to play a role on the team, he should have put them all to rest with how he came off the bench for the Knicks. Couldn't have been easy for him, but he handled it well.
That one's good, and the Bobcat lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Smith. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Henderson. Took him no time at all on that one. Henderson's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Well, with Amari's dealing with those knee troubles, I might forget he was really the one who first made the Knicks a destination.
Yeah, signing there in free agency in 2010. He had a huge season, averaged 25 points a game, and I think really energized that New York fan base. He was kind of the franchise player before Carmelo arrived. You know, after the surgeries and all the wear and tear on his knees, you wonder if Amari Stoudemire will ever be the same dominant athletic player as he once was. But remember, he's still a very skilled player shooting the ball. So Amari still with the potential to be a very productive player.
No good from Antetokounmpo.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
Smith dishes to Felton. Plenty of space. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Felton's got 5 points so far. And Amari certainly has missed his share of time on the floor, but when he did play last season, there was a lot of times Clarkie got it done.
Kevin, on a per-minute basis, he was as good as ever. I think in a reserve role, maybe controlling his minutes can help preserve his knees. And, you know, he's skilled enough to score even if he's not jumping out of the gym.
Chandler's shot, good.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Now, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Here's Antetokounmpo. 20 points for him last game against Toronto.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today, Steve.
I'll say the defense has been ineffective trying to run shooters off that three-point line.
Now here's Stoudemire. They trail by 3, and that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Tyler, he's checked in for Tyson Chandler. Charlotte's gotten fond of that three-point shot here in the second quarter. 4 of 9. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Antetokounmpo. Really left alone that time. Antetokounmpo's got his first bucket in this one.
Just putting on a passing display out there.
Well, just add another fantastic assist to the highlight reel for this guy.
Left side, Shumpert. And the Knicks good for 2. The Bobcats have gone 7 of 14 in the second quarter, shooting to the tune of 50%. Antetokounmpo passes to Kid Gilchrist. The 3. Morris, no good.
Boy, you wonder what the score of this game would be if they weren't pulling down all these rebounds.
Love what I'm seeing from them in the paint.
Felton with the ball. Now defended by Henderson. The feed to Udrich. Shot clock at 6. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. Udrich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Kid Gilchrist pitch to Antetokounmpo. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Felton attacking. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 4-point New York lead.
You know, the only tough part of that basket for him was getting into such good position. The rest of it seemed easy.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. There's 10 seconds left to play in the first half. Hardaway dishes to Shumpert. Hardaway passes to Shumpert. With 1 on the clock, and Hayward with the block. And we're through 2 here and a good one. Knicks lead by 4. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, gentlemen, I'm here with Tyson Chandler. And Tyson, what was the difference between the first and second quarter in terms of the adjustments?
Well, we did a better job of getting back in transition. You know, they took a lot of three-point shots and made them, and we were able to slow them down in the second quarter.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
Thanks, Doris. And, folks, the halftime show is coming up next. And then it's on to the third quarter. We'll step aside right now.
Now, presented by Sprint.
This is 2K Sports, and I'm Damon Bruce, coming to you live on a Friday night. The Knicks are taking care of business. It's been a tough start for them this season, looking to get back on the winning track. A nice contribution by Raymond Felton. He's given his team a lift. He's got 7 points and is up to his usual tricks, dropping a lot of dimes all over the court. And on the other hand, the Bobcats are still alive. The three-point shooting, ridiculous. They're knocking down everything. They've gotten some great minutes out of Gerald Henderson. He's carrying the team, doing everything he can to put them over the top. NBA action just getting started here. Some games coming up a little bit later on tonight. It'll be the Magic out at Amway Center against the Celtics. That one tips off at 7 p.m. Eastern. And another game that's coming up, the Brooklyn Nets will go up against the Wizards in our nation's capital. That'll be some good Eastern Conference play out there. The 7 p.m. Eastern tip time is set. And a look here at the other NBA action. For the Raptors, they'll be up against the Pacers in Indianapolis. Fans on both sides looking forward to that game. That one starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head to
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back to Charlotte, North Carolina. How about this stunning view of the sundown over the city high-rises?
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Henderson. He's got 33 points, and he's unleashed a barrage of three-pointers on him.
Well, you got that right. You can tell he's on target because as soon as the ball leaves his hands, it looks like every single one of them is going in.
You know, it was another dreadful year for the Bobcats. After a promising start, they just weren't able to maintain it. They ended up as one of the worst teams in the league, and they didn't play well at home or on the road.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. They've got Markieff Morris, Michael Kid Gilchrist out there with Henderson. Then it's Zeller, and it's Jefferson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And you can see your wins stay static and your losses grow exponentially when you can't defend your home court. Now, Steve, third worst home court record in the league for the Bobcats last year, playing in the Queen City.
Yeah, 15 wins for them here in their home building last season. I mean, that's just not going to cut it. They just had a difficult time scoring points. Just not enough talent on the roster.
Smith.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
And that's a punch to the jaw. This game as tight as it can be, and he pulls something off that we might not even see in the All-Star game, Kevin.
But Clark, I don't know that he planned it out too far in advance. That was one of those things that just happened.
I think it was premeditated.
Well, he's the one guy they don't mind attempting something like that in a close ball game.
And that replay sponsored by Kia, the Kia Slam Cam, giving us a great look at that one. Doris?
Hey guys, I got a chance to hear what Steve Clifford was saying to his team. It's their lack of points in transition that has him mainly concerned. They need to be pushing it, he said, creating more opportunities for easy points in the fast break. Those could prove to be crucial changes to their strategy with this game getting ready to enter the stretch drive, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. On defense, Charlotte. And there's the pass to Stoudemire. And he drops it in from the low post. Stoudemire's got 8. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. It's deflected. It's stolen by Stoudemire. Felton attacking. No luck. Bobcats trail by 3. Jefferson kicks to Morris. Shumpert with the steal. Now Chandler inside, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Well, their energy is lacking. They've got to start playing harder and battle down in the paint.
Knocks down the 10-footer. He has 5.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Felton with the ball. He's against Morris. Shumpert with it. Now guarded by Henderson. Outside Felton. It's up a 3. Stoudemire dishes to Chandler. Comes up empty down low. The Bobcats have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. From 13. Shot by Zeller. No good. The Knicks leading by 3.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Chandler, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
And, you know, this is a pick-and-roll league. We all know that everyone runs it, and he's really, really good with that particular play. He'll set the screen, really good timing when he rolls, and then the ability to catch and make a shot from there.
And I also can't get over how much energy he expends rebounding the basketball. He goes all out on the boards every single night.
Meta world peace. He's checked in for Iman Shumpert. And Clark, you said it, the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
It's Jefferson outside. Stoudemire grabs the miss. Stoudemire's got 4 rebounds in this game. Oh, he's going up for the alley-oop here, and Chandler throws it down.
And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
And he gets it to go. Morris has got 6 here in this quarter.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the 3.
Felton the pass to Stoudemire. The Bobcats pull it in. Zeller's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. He dishes it to Henderson. Trying his luck deep. That one's in there. The Knicks lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. New York's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Kidd-Gilchrist against Felton. He feeds it to World Peace. Back to Felton. Lock at 6. His 3-pointers off the mark.
Gerald Henderson coming off his best season, guys. 3-point shooting was one of his weaknesses, and he made a huge leap in that area. Shot around 37% from the arc, much better than his first 3 seasons.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Smith kicks to Felton. 46 seconds left to play in the 3rd. They get it back. Stoudemire, and that is good. Stoudemire's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it, and I think they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly.
Well, going back to Henderson and the 3-point shot, despite his improvement, not one he leaned on that heavily.
Well, that's smart, because if you're not a great 3-point shooter, you've got to be very selective. And more often than not, Henderson would shoot the corner 3, but avoid the longer ones. That's the sign of maturity. It's the sign of a player who understands his limitations. This has not at all been the kind of performance they've needed out of him.
Smith dishes to Felton. Back to Smith. Here's Chandler, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Chandler's got the lead up to 8 now for New York. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And not so fast. The officials are going to check that shot again and make sure they got it right before we go to the 4th.
And now that we've gotten a chance to see it in slow motion, I think the ruling has to be that he did not beat the buzzer with that shot.
Yeah, I agree, Clark. He wasn't quick enough on his release, it would appear. Looks like the ball was still in his fingertips as the clock went off.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
And that's it for the 3rd quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the 4th. It's the Knicks leading by 8. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next.
Next Monday night, November 11th, Kevin Love and the Minnesota Timberwolves take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. Live from Los Angeles. Be there.
And a moment now to take a look at our State Farm assist of the game. With 6 in the game, it's been some excellent court vision from Felton.
Well, he's been key to their ability to find the open man and really get the offense operating smoothly.
And the Knicks with possession here. And New York looking at who they've got. Taj Gibson is out there with Iman Shumpert. Then there's Martin. And it's Smith. And it's Udrih in at the point. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. Udrich has got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Knicks. Bobcats trail by 10. And Walker kicks to Antetokounmpo. Got that one up quick. Here's Udrich. Outside jumper. The dish to Gibson. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Boy, they've really dominated on the glass, and of course they've done a lot of good things here tonight, but the rebounds have played a major factor.
Hey, Steve, you know rebounding always one of the key barometers in determining the victory.
And he gets the bucket.
Boy, they've come out of halftime just smoking hot from behind the arc.
Hey, trust me on this one, partner. They are going to continue to let them fly.
Doubled by Antetokounmpo. Shumpert with it. Now defended by Middleton. Out to Smith. Fires from deep. Another shot. And up and in it goes with the lay-in from Martin. And the Knicks lead by 9.
Well, I like that sandpaper type grit going after those loose rebounds on the offensive end. That's glass eating, folks.
They have a good amount of second chance points to show for it, guys. Always a nice bonus.
And the shot is good. Martin's got 4. Doris?
Well, Kevin, Steve Clifford was just going over the game plan with his team. He is not pleased with the score and implored them to try to make a push right now, saying, "We don't have time, fellas. If we can't make a dent soon, I'll have to pull the plug." Pretty blunt, Kevin. Back to you.
We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Poke loose. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. They host the Spurs after this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
A lot of fans focused on that matchup for San Antonio.
And so here is New York. Here's Prigioni. 6 to shoot. Smith, no luck. Bobcats trail by 8. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for the Bobcats. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That'll be the last of 3 straight at home for the team. Gerald Henderson, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo. The Knicks have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. And Prigioni kicks to Smith. And too long on the shot.
They've been able to get out to this lead without really getting a very reliable performance out of him from the field.
The Knicks leading by 8. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And Walker kicks to Middleton. Charlotte again missing. The Knicks have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Nice shot by Smith.
They've been so efficient in the paint in this game. That's an area they've totally dominated.
You know, once they ID'd the edge they had inside, they just continued to attack it.
Here's Haywood. No good off the back of the rim. Knicks have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Smith the pass to Gibson. Here is McRoberts. Inside, deflects the pass. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And it's Shumpert penetrating. Feeds to Gibson. For three, Smith. Bobcats with the rebound.
Tell you what, the defense has nothing to worry about out there with him shooting. I mean, you can't dial it in from deep this half at all. We've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. But those turnovers could have been avoided. Careless mistakes.
Absolutely, Clark. They've got to have a tighter handle on the ball.
Passes it to Chandler. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got his 7th assist in the game. From deep, Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Boy, they've really won the battle of the boards in this one, Kevin.
And Smith gets double teamed. Pass to Gibson. Some nice passing by New York here. Shumpert, no good. Bobcats trail by 14. Jefferson, that's for 2. It's rebounded by New York. Smith's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Felton with the ball. Now guarded by Henderson. And the dunk by Chandler.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it, and the other did. Huge margin of victory for the Knicks.
Clark, the bench gave him a big lift in this game.
Yeah, you always like to see that, Kevin, when your reserves can perform and help you pull.
You have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else seemed to match as he chased down rebounds.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey guys, well, Mike Woodson had some advice for the team over that last break. He thinks they can find much better shots than what they've been getting if they just slow things down a bit. They've been far too impatient on the offensive end for him. After making that initial point, then he talked about not getting careless defensively. He wants them playing conservatively at that end of the court. Guys, they're operating under the principle that it's never too late to fine-tune the game plan. Kevin, over to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And now we've got the intentional foul.
Too little, too late. They may as well just let the clock run and save their energy for another day.
Absolutely, Clark. You know sometimes the frustration can show in a game like this, and I think that's what we're seeing right here.
So New York ends up going with the new group. And Gibson kicks to Prigioni. There's the double team with Walker. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And yes, sir, that one drops. New York's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Fast break now for Charlotte. The shot's good from Antetokounmpo.
Well, I tell you what, that is a lot harder than it appears. You've got to get your body angle just right to shield you from the defense.
Hardaway dishes to Tyler. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
Can't get a much better look than that, though.
Sure can't. Not one you'd expect him to miss there.
And Prigioni kicks to world peace. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for New York. Meta world peace.
And the first one at the line is good. And world peace drops them both. Charlotte's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on three-point attempts here in the fourth. Cuts off the pass. Here's Prigioni. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. At the line for the Knicks.
The first free throw is good. Both free throws good from Prigioni. Here's Walker. Fires the three. Cannot hit. So no problem for New York as they get the win. And this one was such a lopsided victory.
They never let up. They were full throttle from the start.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. I'm here with J.R. Smith. What was your approach defensively overall tonight, and how did it help dictate the pace?
Come out here, move the ball, and play defense. We knew they were going to try to force it into their big guys, so we wanted to trap them, make them turn the ball over.
JR, appreciate the time as always. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you. And for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Now, our Jordan player of the game, Tyson Chandler.